What's up, nomads? Welcome to your new favorite travel podcast, Two Beers Till Takeoff, the podcast that delivers expert knowledge, the information you won't get in your guidebooks, and a story that's guaranteed to make you say, what the fuck, or your money back.
B, you know our episodes are free, right?
Hello and welcome to Happy Hour. Cheers,
Clink.
buddy. Clink,
Cheers,
clink.
my man. Clink,
What
clink.
is going on? You just got back from a trip there, buddy.
I just did. I'm 2 days back and I'm fucking sad about it.
Really?
Yeah, I just got, I get that little post-trip, I don't even want to call it depression, but I'm just in a funk for like 2 days because I'm missing paradise,
Yeah. You were just in Costa Rica, right?
Costa Rica, pure vida, sí.
Nice. I'm now getting
Good
ready, I
time.
guess, for my next trip now. And so I got a couple questions for you for Costa Rica because I've never been to Costa Rica. And I did see some of your Instagram. You seemed to be out and about in the fucking
Yeah.
jungle and shit. Did you have to get shots and stuff like that? Like, did you have to go and visit a travel clinic before you went?
No, not at all. I mean, I didn't even look into it, but I'm up to date on like all of my shots. I don't have yellow fever. Of course, I don't have wouldn't take malaria medicine, but I didn't eat anything.
Okay. No, just because I know that like there's a couple places definitely in South America that you need your yellow fever. Like, for example, Brazil for 100% sure you need it there. Some places in Colombia, like there's an island that you need it for sure. And I guess places from like the Amazon and shit like that you definitely need your yellow fever. But yeah, so let's maybe chat about Costa Rica since it's right off, since you're right fresh.
Yeah, Costa Rica was an amazing time, and it was like one of those kind of like perfect trips for myself because it was so last minute and so spontaneous. So, I don't know if I mentioned, but I was in Tulum 2 weeks ago. I took my daughter. I went and took my daughter to Tulum just to like do a celebratory trip because she graduated middle school this past fall.
Nice.
Past spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. She just started middle school today, actually. So I'm drinking my beer because fucking A for high school. Yeah.
Holy shit. It's crazy how fast they grow.
Yeah, bro. It's a beautiful thing. But so while we were in Tulum, we were staying at this kind of like, it was more of a hotel, but it had dorm rooms. So it was kind of like the hybrid type of thing,
Nice.
And there weren't really many people staying at the hostel. So one of the days we got back from like being at the little hotel zone, and there was an Aussie girl sitting like at the pool. So I met her because there was really nobody there. So we struck up conversation. And long story short, she was out here from Australia and was traveling through Mexico, or a little bit of Mexico, and then was planning on going to Costa Rica. So at the last minute, I was like, yo, do you want a travel buddy in Costa Rica? She's like, yeah, of course. So a couple of days after getting home, I was buying a ticket to Costa Rica. No, nothing like that. No, we had a great time, man. And fucking Costa Rica was amazing. And like I said, like that, the spontaneity of it. I think that's how you
English your first
pronounce
language?
that word. Yeah, no, it's not. The spontaneity of the trip is something that like, itches that fucking adventurous scratch that I have, or itch that I have. So a lot of people talk down on Costa Rica because of how expensive it is, and they say it's overrated. Those are kind of the two things that I've gotten from people.
Pierre talked about it on our last episode. He talked shit about it.
He did, yeah. But I fucking loved it.
Oh.
I do not know what I will put where I'm going to put it on my list of like
the ranking?
destinations in the ranking. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but I liked it a lot. And my only downside to Costa Rica was that the hostels absolutely sucked.
Are you
So
thinking
all the
about taking
hostels,
business
what
opportunity?
do you, maybe,
Just go open
maybe.
up a straw hat in Costa Rica.
That actually could fucking work. So, but I will say it's low season
Okay,
there
that's
now.
maybe why. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think the timing of us being there was what contributed to my low ranking of the hostels. But a lot of the times, like I would say this is the first time Hostel World has like failed me, where the reviews on Hostel World and other sites were much higher than what I was getting from the hostels. Like some of these hostels were in the like the 9.0 plus
Okay, shit.
rating, right? With
Usually
more
pretty
than
good
100,
advice.
usually pretty good advice with more than 100 reviews, some in the 200s up to 400, 500. And they, to me, if a nine, like I would have given these hostels like sevens, maybe mid sevens. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? So there was a major difference between what I was seeing in the reviews and what I was experiencing at the hostels.
Is it maybe that the reviews were from high season? Is that possible? You know what I mean? Because like,
Maybe, but
was it like rainy
I
season
mean,
there
so
or
take
something?
away it was definitely rainy season, but like, okay, take away the social aspect, right? That's one thing. At first, I was like, okay, there's nobody at these hostels, but it was rainy season, so I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But the fact that the rooms are like, it's like you could tell it's like just old ass hotels renovated and to be made hostels. You know what I'm saying?
And then they
Like
put a
it's
guitar in the
not really
corner and they're like,
updated.
"This is a hostel now."
Not even a fucking guitar. It's like you're just in kind of like bare ass rooms and shit. And the beds are, it's like one house that we stayed in. We had separate beds each room, right? And this one particular hostel, like the bed frames were, you could tell they got it just off a secondhand place. Like the bed frames are all matched.
Oh no.
It's just, yeah. I'm not like spoiled or anything, but what the if I'm going to a 7.0 hostel, I would expect some of the things I saw at these hostels, and I'd be okay with it. I don't really, as long as I have a comfortable bed to sleep in, I won't complain,
It's
right?
like
But if
expectation
I'm
meets
going
reality.
exactly, and the reality on the hostels were just a lot lower than what I was expecting from the reviews, you know.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
if they were more social, I would have walked away like, oh, the hostel facilities kind of suck, but at least I met a bunch of good people, you know?
yeah. I think maybe we just got to find what hostel Tom Brady and Giselle were staying at. They
Oh
seem to
my
have a great
God.
time.
I don't know the reference. I'm sorry. I know Tom
They were
Brady, but
just
I
they were
don't.
just like in Costa Rica, I guess, a little while back.
Uh,
So what did you? So I saw you did a bunch of like outdoor shit. Like you seem to be like out and about, seeing animals and shit. Like I need to know more
yeah.
about this.
So would definitely be the highlight of the trip is all the landscapes and all the wildlife that I saw. So every single place that we went to had places that you can go and see wildlife like kind of on your own, or if you wanted to guarantee seeing it, you would go with the guide. And a lot of them were these kind of like, it'd be either a national park or it would be not a national park, but like a man-made park.
Okay.
Like the first place that we went to was in La Fortuna, and it was like a 2 to 3 hour walking tour, but literally in this place that but I think 20 years ago, the guy that we had, his family like kind of renovated this space and added all these different trees and made it like a animal or like a natural animal sanctuary.
Okay. Nice.
Like once the trees were built and all the stuff, the animals then started to come in, and he walked us through. So it's kind of like this. Some of these places were like these man-made parks that had a bunch of wildlife, and then the guides will walk you through. We did another one similar in Monteverde, which was a nighttime walk. So we're just walking, and it's fucking pitch black in this shit besides our fucking flashlights, which was a
what kind of shit were you seeing?
We're seeing a lot of frogs, a lot of snakes. We saw a sloth. We saw a toucan. We saw like spiders, lizards, other insects, a lot of insects and stuff.
Nice. Anything like poisonous?
Which was dope. Yeah, definitely. We saw a bunch of like these vipers, and they're like fucking lime green, super poisonous. That was at the nighttime walk. During the daytime walk in La Fortuna, we saw like those poison dart frogs. Yeah, so it was two different ones. Man. There was one that had like the Spider-Man colors, like blue and red, and then the other one was like black and like neon green, which looks fucking crazy. If you guys go to my Instagram, I have both of those things posted on one of my my posts up there.
Let's throw some stuff on Instagram this week. I think people would like to see the stuff because it was like really impressive stuff.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I really liked it. Besides the hostels, like I would highly recommend Costa Rica. For the people that have gone to Costa Rica and they complain about it, I'm very curious as to like why they didn't like it. I remember Austin said that a lot of the things that you would like normally get to do for free in other countries, you would have to pay in Costa Rica. And I didn't really see that. Like there was a huge fucking waterfall that I went to, but they had other stuff in it. And it was like a fucking hike down to the waterfall that they built all these steps to get down there. So I wouldn't see that as something that like would be that I would expect to pay for an experience like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to talk to more people.
I think I have the answer here.
What's that?
I got one question for you. How much was the beer?
I don't know. I never even fucking you asked me that, and I was like, I didn't even, bro. I couldn't even fucking tell you, man. I was just fucking throwing money around when it came to alcohol.
You were trying to impress somebody, yeah?
You said what?
Were you trying to impress somebody, yeah?
No, not at all. That's not how we do it out here, Playboy. One thing I did fuck up is
was that a
I
Viper?
got stitches on my. No, not at all. I fucking fell holding a bottle of tequila, and the tequila broke, and I sliced my hand.
For those who can't see, he's got a big gash on his hand. You can still see a bit of the Don Julio in there.
Through it. Yeah, right. Everybody's like, you make sure to clean it. Make sure to clean it. I was like, there's so much fucking alcohol that's spilled into this. It's clean already.
The aloe vera is like naturally in there already, right?
Right, exactly. All that shit,
yeah. Yeah, but no, it looked like an awesome trip, man. Like I guess you've definitely made me consider Costa Rica, because before I'd kind of closed the book. I'd had some people, like you said, that like that were like Pierre. They were like, maybe overrated for the region. I remember my parents went and they were like, we paid the same amount we pay for a beer in Canada, and I was like, oof. I don't know if I can do that, because we pay. It's expensive. It's a lot of taxes involved, and so that's what kind of detract me, because I use the beer index for everything. I look at a beer price for Colombia. I paid 67 cents. It was. I'll be back. I'd go back tomorrow just to get those prices.
Yeah, I would say maybe depending on what activity you do, if you don't like the rain, don't go during the month of July.
Okay.
Because it didn't rain all the time, but the rain did get us in certain. There was one day where like we were walking through the cloud forest and we got completely fucking drenched, and then it kind of ruined the rest of the night because we didn't have anything else to do because it was raining so hard. And then we went to Manuel Antonio just for the sole reason of going skydiving. We get to the skydive spot, fucking put our harnesses on, go through the entire safety, all the rules and stuff. The instructor turned to take us to the airplane, and then it was like, you know what? Let's wait like 20 minutes because the clouds are a little bit too low. That within 10 minutes, it's fucking damn near storming. It's just fucking coming down. So we waited
So you
there for
weren't
about
able to
an
go?
hour and a half. We weren't able to go, no, because we waited there. We waited at least an hour and a half or 2 hours for the rain to clear, and it finally stopped, but the clouds were still too low. So we're like, dude, instead of fucking wasting the whole day just sitting here, let's get our money back and then and cancel. So I didn't even get the fucking skydive.
Fuck that, you pussied out, huh? I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Right. Fucking story. B just was trying to be too adventurous, wanted to impress the girl he was with, and he wanted to skydive while it was raining. He died.
End of story.
Right, exactly. That's the end of this fucking chapter.
No, man, but hey, listen, at least you're out there trying to get stories. It's different when you have a podcast that you focus on crazy stories, because then you're like, fuck, I gotta go skydiving. I gotta do some crazy shit to get some content.
Right, exactly. I did pussy out of doing this thing called the Tarzan Swing. So we went zip lining, and there's one attraction at this zip lining where you fucking jump off a bridge, and you're like falling for, I think what they said, like 5 seconds or something. So you jump off the bridge, and you basically do a huge ass swing.
So it's like
the harness is
20, 30
connected
meters?
to your back. Something like that, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
meters,
bro. No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, it was a long ass drop that it's basically like bungee jumping, but you jump like a swing. So you just do a humongous fucking swing.
Okay, you don't land in the water.
No. You don't land at all.
You just swing. Okay.
You just swing and then they pull you back up.
I was like, bro, like that's if you're there for like your air time is 5 seconds, dude, you're gonna break your fucking legs.
You're dead, right?
Jesus Christ. Pretty sure people
I fucking backed out of that shit.
I'm pretty sure people like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Mostar Bridge.
I maybe have, where people jump off and what do they call it? Not when they just like the base jump off of it.
No, they just jump off the bridge, but it's like this pretty tall bridge. So,
oh no,
to feet it's 65 feet.
Is it in
still
Malta?
People that like break their legs when they fucking jump.
I'm sure. Is it the one that's like in
feet,
Italy?
20 meters.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. So
is that the spot? Is it in like Italy or in Malta or something?
No,
like
it's
that?
in Bosnia.
Oh, in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I've seen. I might be thinking of the same thing, and I just assumed it was in Italy. But I want to say that yeah, I don't know. I can't even explain. I know about a big ass bridge that people jump into the water, and like a lot of the times the view will be coming from the beach, like kind of looking up at the bridge. This is like
right in the town. It's like just a river that passes through the town, and then just people jump off.
Jump off of it. Okay. No,
yeah, I remember I was watching this vlogger, and him and his cameraman jumped off, and the cameraman like fucked something up in his knee, like tore his ACL.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it was like the beginning of the trip, so they're like kind of fucked.
That sucks, dude. Yeah. So let's hear about your time in Colombia.
Yeah, listen, guys. We've been meaning to do this, to fill in this portion of the episode that I guess because we had our Colombia episode with Austin. For those who haven't heard it, it's Handcuffs and Aguadente. It was a really good one. And in that episode, I was preparing to go to Colombia, and we planned to do kind of a follow-up there for like me explaining kind of the things that the advice that I, thought was good, or the advice that was maybe missing. So I just wanted to do a 360. We had a planned guest to do a Colombia episode, didn't pan out, so that's why it is actually so late. So in that episode, I had asked questions around safety. Is Colombia safe? Because obviously that seems to be the number one concern. People are still thinking that it's the 1980s, that Pablo Escobar's ghost going to come out and fucking stab you. Not the case. You guys were 100% on that. The safety was there was maybe one instance that was a little sketchy. So we were in Comuna 13, and for those who don't know Comuna 13, it's an old or it's a neighborhood in Medellin, a city in Colombia, and it's one of the worst areas during that like Pablo Escobar era, during the cartel, where there was the most, like, it was the action capital of the 80s, 90s, and now they've kind of turned it into a touristy place. So we're ending the tour at Comuna 13, and you kind of leave through kind of these little alleyways, and man, there's these guys with guns that I have never even seen. Like, I've maybe seen them on like Modern Warfare 3, like just like some crazy, like the guy has a hard time holding it up how big the guns are. It's not
Jesus
like a
Christ.
AK-47. It's not like a pistol. The guy has like a huge fucking gun. Like, I don't know if it's like a 50 cal or something. But anyways, we walk so close to them that we can see the gun. We can see that the guy has his finger on the trigger.
Oh
and
my
to a point that
God.
we have to walk around them. So they're technically pointing a gun, a loaded gun with their finger on trigger to the whole tour group. We talked to the tour guide after, like, dude, like, what the hell was that, man? Like, that's super friggin' sketchy, man. Like, and she's like, they're not even supposed to be here. Like, she's like, I don't know what's going on, but like, they're not supposed to be here. So there must have been some crazy shit going on. That was the only portion that I can say for safety that I was like, don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about the people as well. Austin and yourself were talking about how nice the people were and to befriend, locals and stuff like that. So we did have experiences where we met people and stuff like that. People are amazing. Like, yeah. Anyways, can't speak enough to how nice the people were. Food wise, you guys were right. The Colombian food kind of sucks. Arepa. It's okay. One part of the food that was really good is the fresh fruit. The fresh fruit you can't knock on. I mean, that's universal. It's amazing. It's a tropical climate. You're gonna get the lulo or the what was it called? Maracuya. Like, man, it was just
so good.
Yeah,
the fruit is amazing.
B&B that did like more, like they did like smoothies every morning. Dude, like wild. So you guys had said do Community 13, did that, right? We didn't do the salsa classes, but we did actually end up, you guys told me to go to the strip club.
Oh.
And
did you go?
We actually didn't. Because I wasn't going to take the advice of two single guys. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my God.
No, we drove by it. Yeah, no, listen, we had a tight schedule. I guess we didn't have time.
Yeah.
No,
right,
but,
of course, yeah.
But man, there's one thing that I have to say to people that I guess maybe wasn't, maybe because you guys are Americans and kind of your second language seems to be, mostly what people learn is like Spanish, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Not just, I mean, I guess where you grow up in America, in California, yeah. I'm not sure about Austin's area, though.
Okay. But anyways, so the level of Spanish that I was expecting was maybe the other countries that I'd been, like Mexico and stuff. Granted, it was in resorts and stuff, but the level of English was very, very limited. To a point that we were like in the airport and like they didn't speak English, and I was like, fuck. So listen,
oh damn,
his Austin's recommendation I did take his recommendation, and luckily enough, we were able to communicate everywhere we went. The Google Translate or the Apple Translate tool, where you download both languages offline, so you can use them and not have Wi-Fi, and then just kind of speak into it, and it'll spit out what it is in Spanish or convert it. And what a fucking tool! That's a life changer.
Those Google Translate are amazing.
Yeah. So, did have a couple crazy stories that happened. Nothing to warrant an episode, but definitely something to just, end the episode with. So, anyway, so so my girlfriend and I, we went to Colombia. We did Medellin, we did Cartagena, and then we did San Andres, an island that's kind of north, out, like it's near like Nicaragua in the Caribbean. Anyways, so we get to Medellin first day. We're in our hostel, and we meet these.
Which,
we meet these like Dutch guys. We stayed in Los Patios.
yes, Los Patios. That's my favorite. That's
Yeah,
the
so we
family
had
there.
like a room that kind of overlooked like the city. So listen, man, that was one of the nicest fucking hostel rooms I've ever stayed in. We had like a beautiful shower that you could see the skyline of the city from our bed. You could see the skyline of the city. It was amazing. There's a patio. Anyways, highly recommend.
Was Shy still working there? She was like the front desk lady.
Maybe, I don't know. We didn't spend a ton of time down there, but yeah. So we met these these Dutch guys who were backpacking across South America. And when we met them, we were on the rooftop. And when we met them, they were like Googling shit, and they looked really stressed. And I'm like, boys, like what's going on? Like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're just like getting we're going paragliding, and we're like kind of nervous about it because like somebody actually recently died.
Oh shit.
And they're like, we want to make sure that we still want to do this. We paid for it. Now we're kind of like having second thoughts. And I'm like, guys, like, don't fucking do that. Like, you're gonna die, dude. Like, paragliding, like, off the fucking mountains? Are you crazy, dude?
Oh, you told him not to? Oh my god, come on now.
I'm just messing with you.
Fucking.
Anyway, so we go have beers with these guys, and anyways, we didn't see them afterwards, but we then are going to do a tour. And listen, I usually don't do tours. I can hear Sid yelling at me, you fucking doing tours, blah, 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 blah. We had to do tours because we were on a tight deadline. So we did The Rock. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
I can't remember what it's called either.
Oh, am I blanking?
With the P? Not La Pena.
Jesus Christ.
You're talking about the one with the 700 steps, right?
Yes. Why am I blanking?
Yeah,
Hold on a second.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it either.
El Peñón de Guatapé. So we're doing Guatapé.
Guatapé. Yeah.
So the one day that we have left to do the tour, because we're leaving the next day, they're also doing paragliding as well. And so my girlfriend's like, fuck, I'm not doing paragliding. I'm like, for paying for it, I'm doing it. Like, I have no choice. So the next day we're going, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, it's like, I don't even like really know what paragliding is. Like, I thought I knew what it was, but I was like, I don't really know. Anyways, so next morning, have breakfast, start going. We're getting ready to go, and I'm just starting to get the jitters a bit after I like YouTubed some stuff. I was like, holy fuck, okay, like it's actually statistically more dangerous than skydiving. So, okay. So anyways, we get to the place, and it's just basically on the edge of this cliff. And
right.
Anyways, I look at the wind while we're kind of getting ready to go, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going first. The wind is really good. Fuck it, I'm going first. So the process is, so it's a tandem jump, right? So anyways, so I start getting strapped up. The guy's strapping up against, to me as well. And I turn to the guy. I'm like, habla inglés? He's like, no. I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm like trying to get my best Spanish here. I'm like, ¿cuánto años you? Like, how many years have you been doing this, dude? And he's like, 9 años. I'm like, okay, we're good. I think 9 years is good. Anyways.
Right.
So the process of getting this fucking thing up is basically you're staring down a cliff. They pull up the parachute, and then you start running, and then the guy says jump.
Right.
So I go ahead and do that, and luckily the parachute caught, and we went, and it was like about a 15-minute drive, or 15-minute, flying around, man. And it's fucking amazing, man. You go by it's like this huge valley, and there's like you're flying over birds. You're basically a bird. Anyways, highly recommend. It's fucking awesome. We land, there's no problem. We're a group of about 15 people that are doing this, right? And so every person that's on the landing start getting more intense to a point. So basically you have like, imagine a road, and then right next to it is the land, and then right next to the landing cliff. Basically at one point there's one of the goes to land, completely misses the lane, starts going towards the road, crashes just before the road, almost hits the guardrail. Her falls into the road. Like, the reaction of the group is started just running. It's like,
holy shit.
Yeah. And the worst part, so our guide, things got worse. So then our guide, I convinced our guide to fucking go and do it.
Okay.
To do his turn, because everybody had gone, but at this point, it's like really, really tough. So it's a little sketchy, but he's with one of the best, like the guy who owns the company. Anyways, so he brings the parachute up, and then he's starting to jump off the cliff. Parachute fucking collapses, man.
Oh, God damn.
And fall 3 meters. Like, and everybody's like, you don't see them anymore. You just basically see a parachute at the top of a bunch of trees that's like below us. We're like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Anyway, so finally we see them climb out after like they get the parachute and shit out. The fucking crazy guy, he fucking does it again.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like, he didn't get hurt or anything. What's that? No, they got a bunch of scratches and shit, but they weren't seriously injured.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Remind me never to do that shit.
Yeah. Anyways, it was fucking wild, man. I definitely recommend to do it. The advice I would give is to monitor the wind. If like, they can still land if the wind's shitty, but just it's a better ride if it's not too windy.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I never wanted to do that anyway, but your story is definitely like, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna sit out. That's the one adrenaline. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was like 9 a.m. and I was like pretty stressed at the end. I just like crushed a beer. I was just like, fuck, I gotta like calm down here. It's like, it's the beginning of the day. Didn't need coffee that day. But there was another crazy thing that we did do in Medellin. So we went to a football game. So it wasn't the main team in Medellin. It was the second team, Independent Medellin, whatever basically translates to.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys from the hostel decided to join us, and while we were walking in, so there's two. Once you get to the game, so we tailgate for a bit, and then once the game was about to start, we go in, and so they have like where you can come in for like that you can get searched for the women. So like my girlfriend went to go get through and searched and shit. She said they were very thorough. Didn't miss an inch. But anyway, so then me and the other guy went through the guy section, so we couldn't really see each other. Mm-hmm. And he's got my ticket, and then he's ahead of me. So they search him, and then they look in his backpack, and then they look at him. And they're like, "Yeah, you can't bring backpacks here." Okay. And I'm like, "Fuck!" My girlfriend's in the stadium. This guy's got my ticket. I'm like, fuck. And then they like the two security guards look at each other like, gringo.
All right, let's let them through. Right?
So we go in, and man, I thought that hockey fans were crazy. Not even close.
Yeah.
Football fans in South America are insane. Like, I'm talking like jumping up and down for 90 minutes. Fireworks throughout the game. Mm-hmm. People, like, there was like a bunch of flags going from the top to kind of the bottom, and initially, like, I didn't know why there were, so it almost made it look like there was different lanes in the stadium. Mm-hmm. But man, like, it's literally to like hold yourself because people would fall over. That's how bad people are jumping. Like, they scored a goal and the guy next to me just fucking grabbed me and he started shaking me. Like, we were standing up on the seats. Like, it's not like I'm sitting down. Like, he fucking started shaking me.
That's awesome, dude. That's the one experience I missed out when I was in Colombia.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then they scored the next goal, and I was like, well, I got to return the favor. So I just grabbed him and just shook him as fucking hard as I could.
just screaming.
He's like, gringo loco. Yeah. And then we were like drinking beer, and we're like, holy fuck, the beer's really bad. And then we like looked around, and nobody else was drinking beer. There's no alcohol in the beer. So to note, there's no booze in the beer. So
I think that's smarter than because they know it's going to escalate to fucking fisticuffs if it's some alcohol involved.
Yeah, we were reading up about it, and apparently, if the two Medellin teams play, they only allow one of the team's fans into the stadium.
Yeah,
because people fucking kill each other.
Exactly. Yeah, that game was going on when I was there my first time, and I missed out on it because I didn't know how big of a deal it was. So I'd heard that the activity of the night was to go to the soccer game, and I just lollygagged on going and signing up because usually if I sign up for a thing, they don't really fill up. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't think about
American is showing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it's still just like, oh shit. So when they were like, yeah, it's sold out, I'm like, fuck. And I also still didn't even think it was going to be a big deal. But when I saw like other people's stories, I was like, man, I missed out big time.
Yeah, I've posted on our story. I'll post it again because it was the videos I got were fucking insane. And man, this was first versus last. So imagine if it had been like an actual like fucking crazy game.
Yeah.
So I think it was the right level of danger for my girlfriend. You know, obviously I don't want to like get her, you know, like mixed up in dangerous shit. But yeah, anyways, highly recommend. As you can tell, I'm very enthusiastic about soccer when it comes to watching it live. Just any sports in general, I think watching it live it's a cultural experience. So
that's good. You're making me want to go back to Colombia.
What did that be, your 15th trip?
Yeah. It will be my third. I mean, I'm definitely planning on going back, but you're making me want to like make that happen next.
Yeah. I've actually got it next already.
Where's that?
So Sid and I are going to Peru.
Peru!
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
I'm actually fucking terrified a little bit because we're going to the Amazon for a week, and then we're hiking up Machu Picchu. I think my girlfriend is going to join us, and yeah, that's going to be wild too.
Nice. So she's going with you for the whole trip, or going to join
just the second portion, trip? Just for Machu Picchu. Yeah,
that's awesome. Good for y'all. That's dope. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really nervous about the Amazon. Like, I went to the travel clinic, and she like literally had to like cancel appointments after me because of like how intense she had to do. Like, she had to be like, all right, so you need like your typhoid vaccine, you need your yellow fever, you need malaria pills, you need this like stomach shit, like you need like, she just like laundry list of shit I need. Like, don't jump in fucking bodies of water that like don't have connecting water. So like, if you're gonna jump in the water, make sure the locals tell you can. That type of shit. It's just like, oh, this isn't just like yeah, this isn't Colombia. This isn't. Well, I guess some parts of Colombia could be like that, but you know, not a basic trip. So,
no. So, how long are you going to be in Peru for? 2 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Nice.
So up to date, I have the Amazon portion, the Cusco, and to do Machu Picchu because you have to land at Cusco and do it from there. And then after that, I guess I got like 4-ish days when Sid and I split up. That. You know, my girlfriend and I probably do something else. Maybe go to Lake Titicaca, just maybe based by name. It sounds cool.
Right.
Either that
Are you gonna eat any guinea pig?
Oh, hell yeah.
You gonna try
Hell
it?
yeah.
Nice, okay.
I might actually just go to the pet store here and just try it first, just to make sure.
Just like try to get ahead of it.
Yeah, no, man, I'm down to eat that. I'd try that. Ceviche is big there too. Which
really?
If people don't, it's actually from there. And man, if people don't know what ceviche is, Jesus Christ, it's so fucking good. Have you ever tried it?
I haven't. No, I have. Yes, I have.
It's like
it was really good. I'm not a fan
of
fish, so like the shrimp ones, I'll fuck up more than I would the fish ones. But the fish one that I had was good too.
Yeah. So they do like they cure the seafood in lime, and then like throw like Spanish onions, like cilantro. Fuck, man, it's just I'm a huge seafood fan.
It is
so
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, eat it with like the tortilla chips and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so after that, there's a few other things in Lima. There's apparently there's like the Peruvian Galapagos, which I'm interested to see, potentially look at. So yeah, man. So exciting stuff. Leaving at the end of September, so we've got a bit more time to figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Good for you, man. I'm excited for you, dude. Yeah. Sounds like you're gonna have a similar experience to me in Costa Rica with the wildlife and things.
Yeah, like I'm dedicating that trip to trying to get at least one story out of minimum one story. Minimum.
I feel you.
Yeah, if I have to wrestle a croc, I will.
Hey, do it, man. Do it for the content.
What's up, guys? No arm.
Right. Fucking missing an arm. Oh, shit.
But all right, guys. Anyways, thanks for joining us. We've got a great episode, great guest coming on next week. We're really excited for you to hear him. Hasta la vista.
Peace out, Phil. Peace out, all the fans, everybody. We love you guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, Mom.
Thank you for listening to Two Beers Till Takeoff. Do you want free additional content or just to stay connected with the show? Then give us a follow on our social media platform. That means TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of them. Are you in need of podcast production services, video editing, or anything in between? Then look no further than Strut Sound Productions, the official producer of the Two Beers Till Takeoff podcast. Music produced by Alex Gagne. Check out his work in our show notes. Voiceover done by Viking Leo K. See you next week on Two Beers Till Takeoff.